and then we, yeah, yeah, you good. I feel like my lighting is like dim. I feel like I don't like that. But I don't know how to make it bright because it's like if you look in one corner here, it's like a halo almost, like, or it's like
Where at?
you see like
Oh, the
here,
screen.
yeah,
Yeah,
you kind of see it because I shouldn't be using that light. Oh
I
shoot,
see what you're saying.
yeah. And now I don't know. I got to get like an actual, uh, like one of them little ring lights or something to put back here.
Yeah,
Something
in
that
front of your face instead
yeah,
of yeah to the side.
exactly. I'll invest in one here soon. What up? What up? What up? We back with another episode of Rick and Jordy. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the other half, Rick.
All right. Today we're gonna get into we want to start off with this. So, Rick, we was talking, I don't know, maybe last week, after we were shooting, we were talking about the Black Mirror, and we were talking about the Black Mirror episode, Joanne is awful, right?
Joanne is awful. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give a quick synopsis, and then we're just gonna jump right into it, so we don't take up so much of the time. So quick synopsis of it is basically like this. This is also just paraphrasing. It's not like directly the from their details, but Joanne is awful is the first episode of Black Mirror. If you watch Black Mirror, you know the Black Mirror covers like these wild stories. Of course, they're made up, but there are also things that could actually happen. But basically, Joanne is awful is about this lady. Her name is Joanne. She has a regular, everyday job, but she's the boss. And she does some depending on which side of the action you're on, it can be seen as awful things. And but then there's an app basically like Netflix, but it's called Streamberry that is actually recording her life in a sense of what she thinks. It's replaying her day right back to her. But the way that they're doing it is using actually AI. It's not well what you find. Oh shoot. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it.
A little bit, a little bit.
I won't get into all of it, but anyways, they're basically using AI to be able to through her phone, like when she talks about her day, everything that her phone picks up, sort of like our phones now, and they're creating content based on her everyday life using that. Uh, so Rick, actually, I want you to talk about what you got from it first before I go in because I feel like I've been talking too much already. So
Okay. Well, from what I got from it was I won't try to go too deep either. Basically, like you said, it was a a personalized drama type episode or drama type series, I guess you would say, about one's own personal life. So basically, sit there, go throughout your day, um, go through the ups and downs, through your woes, and then like Jordan said, it's captured and it's played back to yourself and millions of other people, everybody who owns Streamberry, apparently. So what I got from it was I guess it depends on the person though. But from Joan's particular situation and how it was named, Joan is awful. And they kind of explain the name once they get through the episode. But it's a playback of one's own, I guess, to put it lightly, own secure insecurities, and it kind of puts that on Front Street. And so it's like you're super interested, but I use a word that's popular today. You're super interested, but also there's a feeling of cringe as you're watching it because it's like, why am I watching myself on TV? And it's not, you would think if you're watching a biopic, it's glamorized or something, or there's some type of fallacy to it, but in this case, it's just straight up what's happening. So person and how they're feeling about themselves, I think is definitely um it could be damning to the psyche, and it could be tough to watch. I mean, so tough is it's hard to turn away. Like it's like, dang, what's gonna happen next? But I don't care to see what happens next because I know, but I have to see what everyone else is seeing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of on a surface level what it seemed like to be for me. And yeah, it was super surreal. It was super surreal, put it like that. So
I was I had just a brief conversation with one of my buddies. He does film, and he made a pretty interesting point of that it was almost like they were like putting in our face how we feed into negativity, right? Because I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, by the time people watch this, hopefully they've
yeah,
seen it. If you're
yeah,
interested into it, you probably already seen this episode. It's the first episode. So
his first episode of new season.
yeah. So but basically they were, they had these series played out for everybody, right? Because it was like
Yep. Yeah.
what he was saying was he was like it's playing in on this idea of how much we love the negative stuff, like watching like Dahmer. We like watching the reality shows where they have
Mhm.
confrontation, fights, and all that stuff. So like that's why everything was named so and so is awful, right? Joanne is awful
Right.
because it's an attention grabber for us, and it's part of like our psyche to like, oh, like you said earlier, it's like watching watching basically a disaster, like watching a car crash or something like that. Like you
Yep.
don't want to watch it, but you kind of do. Like you get mad at the traffic. Like, man, why is everybody like, yeah, come on, move, move, move? But then when you get up there, you want to go look and see what the traffic is too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Exactly. Yep.
and it's kind of like that same thing. Like we see people on social media, like, man, why y'all always feeding into this negative stuff? But then we sit right there and read all the comments. I know I do. You sit
I
there
do
and read
too.
all the
Yeah.
comments. You
That's the
sit
best part.
yeah, exactly. So you want to see that, you feed into that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like it's not called, it wasn't, he was saying that's why, it's not called, the show wasn't called like Joanne is good or anything like that. It's called Joanne is awful because one is gonna make people tune in, and then it's gonna show all these things where people, and then two, on the side, people like to feel like their life isn't the worst. You know what I mean? Like at least this is personal opinion at this point. I feel like everybody, nobody wants to feel like their life is like the worst one. They want to feel like they can look at somebody else's life and like, man, at least I ain't so and so. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
I'm doing better than so and so. So like it can
Yep.
kind of be like a confidence boost. So if I know somebody that has a show about themselves and I get to see their life, but it's like in shambles, I guess, so to speak. It's in shambles. It can kind of make me feel good about my own because I'm like, well, at least I wasn't doing so and so and so and so. Like I'm a good
Yeah.
person compared to them. Uh, but yeah, it was very interesting. And then the idea that they were getting stuff from, I mean, we always talk about like, our data being collected from,
Right.
social media. We have like Siri on our phones, or like, if you're an Android user, I don't know what it is. It's different. Uh, is it Google,
Alexa, maybe.
Alexa? There we go, or something like
Yeah.
that. But and they hear our conversations, based on that, and then that's how we get ads generated to us and all that stuff. But they use AI basically just to generate based on what we talk about.
Yeah.
Interesting because like it's they took it to the extreme, but it's already something that's a reality. Um,
Right. Right. Yeah. That's true.
which is also interesting
It's like,
because yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
yeah, it's like, dang, they like you said, they took the extreme, and like your first thought is like, can they really do that? But in reality, it's already being done, and it's being talked about, and it isn't wasn't that I don't want to get too far off topic, but that was like, wasn't that the Snowden, Edward Snowden, all that had to do about something like that, data leaks and WikiLeaks. But
Oh,
anyways,
yeah,
it's out there. It's out there. Yeah, the information is out there.
when you
So
said that part, I was trying to think about what you're talking about. I remember that, yeah, the week leaks.
yeah, yep. So yeah, it's like dang. So if they can already record us, like really, what does it take? And I think the show kind of put that into perspective. It's like really just need a supercomputer for real. That's essentially what they had, I guess.
So, dog, we're gonna segue into something here shortly, but not yet, because
Okay.
you said something that made me think about something else. But we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna table that. I'm gonna table that. Because like right now, I don't know if you've been following. I've been following because I'd be like, I'm into that acting world and that film world.
Okay.
So I've been following kind of not in depth like I should be, but I've been following like the SAG AFTRA and the SAG and the WGA, the Writers Guild Association,
Uh-huh.
like
Yep.
their strike right now
Yep.
out there. And it's very interesting because I don't know all the details, but I know a lot of it is like, or some of it is they want to be able to get streaming money, and then of course their likeness being used, things like that. Like they just want a better deal for the actors and for the writers, with streaming being so big right now, because I guess those people that are in those unions are not really receiving they're not receiving the same those residuals, so like
Okay.
so it's like, for example, I heard somewhere the guy that wrote and made I almost said Hunger Games. Uh uh the really popular, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. The popular show on Netflix where they were Squid Games. There we go. Squid
Oh,
Games.
Squid Games. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't say Stranger Things.
the guy that wrote Squid Games, like that show did crazy numbers, but he got paid basically a flat rate. Apparently, this
Oh
is what I
yeah,
hear. I don't
yeah.
know this for a fact. This is what I just heard. He got paid a flat
Okay.
rate, so they bought it. So, say for example, they like, all right, we give you $100,000 for this show, right? Well, whatever they made off of that from the streaming of it, the streaming side of it, he didn't get any of that money. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? He got paid up front. That was the contract. That's what he got. That's what he got. So, now hopefully he's going to do this, season two. Hopefully his check goes up. Of course, he makes more money, but
Hmm.
he doesn't get any of the money from those streams.
Season one.
Exactly. And so I think that's part of what the strike. Now the strike is of course about other things as well, but that's part of it. But it also made me think about, like, if it didn't go well and actors, um, especially like big name actors, sold their likeness for AI
Oh
purposes,
yeah.
then there's there's a there's a way where actors and writers would not be needed, because if they can, like in Joanne is awful, if they can write a whole show without writers and just produce it and they can put it out that same day, like as soon as your day is over, they can go ahead and release the episode,
Yeah.
and they don't need actors because it's already, AI is like, all right, we can use this likeness of this person to play this, and that part is like, all right, well, entertainment would be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, of
Yeah.
course, you could get like endless episodes, but at
That's
the
what I'm.
at the same time, it's like it puts a lot of people out of work, uh, and it's kind of creepy.
I would say yeah. I would say it's creepy. I definitely would say it's creepy. So do you how I mean, if it were to go like that, so you're saying they would just sell their likeness the one time and then any movie studio or any corporation that wants to use their likeness can, or
Uh,
would it be
I,
paid per
I
pay basis?
I think it would probably be, the same way that you would do like if you were doing a show. Like, so if you do like, if say you're the big name on a TV show, right? Well, you're getting paid per episode. So I think it would be, something similar to that. Like you get paid per episode, and then whatever is in your contract, you get, for streams or whatever, this, that, and the other, whatever money you get on the back end of it. Cause I know, like, I think Kevin Hart was talking about on one of his shows, like the movies he does, like, I don't think he takes a lot, well, for his terms, he doesn't take a lot up front, but he makes all
Mhm.
his money back when the movie comes out. So like,
Okay.
let's talk about like Jumanji, right? So say there's like, all right, I'll take 5 million up front, which he probably gets more than that, but he's like, all right, I'll take 5 million up front, but then when the movie comes out and whatever you make on the back end, I want a percentage of it. Or like my man's that played Simba, Jason Weaver, where
Yeah.
instead
Okay.
of taking
Yeah.
$1 million or whatever up front, his mama negotiated for him to just get a percentage of all
Yeah.
the royalties on the back end, which he's still getting paid from. So it could be something like that, where it's like, all right, if I don't know, if I'm Will Smith and I'm like, yeah, you want to do this movie? Okay, I want I want this much up front, and then I want this on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And if it went that route, it'd be, I mean, be tough. It'd be tough for a lot of people.
Yeah, it would be. It would be because they where would the incentive be to find new actors and stuff like that? And especially AI then is generated like they can be young forever, they can look the same forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
And,
huh?
and I just think you wouldn't be paying for like, I mean, you wouldn't be like you said, you wouldn't be paying writers or none of that.
Yeah.
So like you have so much money to where like now I can put Denzel and Will in the same movie
Yep.
and
Yep.
be like, all right, we're gonna make all this money back because everybody's gonna go see Denzel. And then I can just keep putting out movies. You know what I mean? So like I'm like, hey, we got 3 movies. We're gonna do a trilogy and we're just gonna put them out like we're gonna put them out every 3 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or something crazy like that, which would be
Mhm.
I mean, it'd be great for a small portion of entertainers, uh, but for
Yeah,
everybody else,
small portion.
yeah, yeah. For everybody else, like
So
they just do like extra roles or just little co-star roles or whatever. No, I don't want to say little, but I mean, they have smaller roles.
yeah, yeah.
Like stuff
So
I do, would I would never get in.
yeah, I see what you're saying. And low key, if we wanna get to it, um, who says they need actors? Like they can just generate, they can take everybody's facial features, jumbo the facial features, create a new person every time, new stand-in, new whatever. It's like if it's AI, then like you said, it have those specific names, but when it comes down to small roles and
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah,
they feel like they don't need, like this is insignificant. This we can just
yeah.
get a computer to do this part.
Right.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like you said, yeah, if you got the big name, you already made your money just off the big
Yeah,
name. Everybody else can just be whatever. Nobody's gonna care. And it's
yeah.
like, I just came to see Michael B or Will, whoever it may be. I just came to see that person and everybody else is
Uh-huh.
it's um, but talking about like using likenesses and everything. Uh well before I even get to that, I do want to ask you a question. I had a question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
if you were in the industry, or say you were in a film, right? You're a big name, right? Everybody
Mhm.
knows your name. Wow, it's Rick. Yeah, he's everywhere. All right. You get a movie or TV deal or whatever it is, or say a network wants the exclusive rights to you to use you as AI, but they'll pay you, whatever amount it is. Are you taking it?
Hmm. That's that's
You get paid
that's
every time
definitely
you use
tough.
your rights, though.
I know I get paid every time they use my likeness, but do I really have a say in how they're using my likeness? And do will I agree with
Yeah, yeah,
everything that
yeah. Yeah, so
okay.
like you don't like they're not gonna throw you in nothing like they can't just throw you in something like they'll be going against like your personal beliefs or anything like
Yeah,
you get to say like, okay, yeah, I want it for this, but not for this. Like I want to do
okay.
this action movie, but I don't want to do this horror movie where I get my head chopped off.
Right,
Like,
right.
or you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get to say so. You get to say, you get to basically dictate how much you want to throw, like how much money you want, what type of movies you'll do, what type of movies you're willing to be used in. Like you get to pick that criteria and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you doing it?
Damn. I, and I'm like in the industry and I do all I
Mm-hmm.
like I train for it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are there still is that the only thing that's going on happening right now, or are they still doing traditional filming too?
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, they're still doing
I know
traditional.
I'm I know I'm throwing a whole bunch of
Yeah, no, they're still
features in
doing
there.
traditional filming, but they're trying to create this new wave of where like they can just utilize AI so that way they can do multiple projects at once.
Dang.
So like say like, all right, I'm a production company and I want to film a movie, but I know this movie's gonna do great, so I want to turn this into a series. as
Yeah.
well to go deeper into the character and stuff like that. So I want to be able to film all that at the same time and put it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Dang. It's, I think I probably would say yes. I think I probably would say yes.
Hmm. Taking the
If
beta,
I got to negotiate and all that, yeah.
taking the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
that's the thing. It's tough. It's tough because, like, all right, part of me wants to say yes, I would take it because I'm like, all right, that'd be cool, especially if I get to control, the narrative or how I want to, what I want to be in.
Yeah.
In the amount of money I make, because then I don't have to do any actual work. I mean, it's just like, all right, yeah, you can use my likeness. But I
True.
don't know. At the same time, it's just something about somebody having my likeness. Like
Yeah.
if I get to, I feel like there's a lot that can go wrong with that.
It feels like you're selling yourself. To be
Yes,
honest. Yeah.
that's it. It feels like you're selling your soul. Like, all right, I'm giving you me for a check. And so
Uh-huh.
on that, and that's the part that I have the conflict with. And that's probably why I would probably more lean, like if I had to say, it's like 50 51 49 51 to no.
Yeah.
But 49 is like, yeah, because man, that's what I want to do, but I'm not actually doing it. So I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's ultimately my determining factor is like I don't want to just sell myself out like that. But then part of that 51% too is that I actually get enjoyment from doing it because
Mhm.
I like being on, I like being on the set and all that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah, that we that's why I was hesitant first off saying yes, because it's like, yeah, I'm just feel like I'm selling myself, selling my soul. Um, shoot, but
but here's the thing, I wouldn't knock anybody for doing that because it's just kind of like, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I get like there's a lot of moral and belief things about it, but it's like it's kind of hard to knock anybody for doing that because I've seen people do a lot worse now with,
yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it's not any different than anything else, really.
that's true. Yeah, it's just another avenue
Yeah.
of
I mean,
eating your
look at
own
how
money.
people are making their money right now. Like people is doing a lot of things to make their money. I mean,
Yeah.
they got people there's like influencers that are selling their likeness to be like girlfriends and boyfriends,
Oh, really?
like apps and stuff like they get paid. Like this, I saw I heard some story about this girl is making like $10,000 a month or something like that from
Yeah.
virtual girlfriend for people.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not her, it's her,
yeah,
it's a likeness, but she's
it's
not.
her, but yeah, I like Chat GPT or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, that's essentially that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's true. Um, shoot. Yeah, that. But as we said, like in the, it's crazy that if we would get the opportunity to do it, we would have full control of what we're in. But taking it back to Joan is awful. The AI that ended up or playing Joan was Selma Hayek, and
Yeah,
she had major issues with how she was being portrayed in Joan is awful because of Joan's own personal behavior. She's like, I
yeah,
don't agree with basically, I'm not, this isn't me.
yeah.
What, get me out of here. So,
Okay, now perfect segue because the whole issue with that they had in there was that because nobody read their terms and conditions.
true,
So,
100%.
hey, do you ever read your terms and conditions?
Uh, I may start, but no, ultimately, no.
I never read them.
I
So
scroll. Yep.
I read one term and condition that made me go back and start reading other ones. And it was, have you seen the is it Remini or Remini app, REMINI, where like basically like
Nah.
you put your face in there and then like they generate like what you could look like and what your kids could look like.
Okay.
It's an app that people are using right now that's on social media, and it basically you put you put your face into it, you take a picture of yourself or whatever, they take the picture and then they like put you in like these different scenarios or different scenes and make you look a certain type of way. Then they can also generate like what your future kids could look like using your face. It's all AI generated. Um,
Okay.
and so then I was like, man, everybody's using it. And usually when everybody's like doing something so fast with that where it just came out, there's always something to it. And so like I didn't mess with it. I wasn't gonna mess with it anyway. I don't usually do those things because it's like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know where
feel
that's
you.
coming from. But so anyways, there was somebody that posted, and normally I don't really pay much attention to it, but I was curious. So I saw somebody post like their terms and conditions, like it was a little snapshot. And so I went and looked it up myself because I wanted to make sure, because people can post anything. You can just take
Yeah.
something from the internet and just post it. So I had to go dig and look a little bit. So I went to the Remedy app or whatever, like just in a search, and searched their terms and conditions, and I read it, and it was true. So basically, I'm paraphrasing. It's not exact, but you can go look this up. Essentially, whatever you use, like whatever you put into the app, is considered their content. So you have given them, when you
Mhm.
accept the terms and conditions, you give them the right to use whatever you put in there, whatever picture you use, they can use it in perpetuity. Now I learned this perpetuity means forever. If I ain't
Oh,
learned nothing else, I learned perpetuity means forever. So
I learned that too, man.
yeah, so it's like they can use it in perpetuity, and they can also sub license it to third party, whatever whoever wants to buy it from them. It
Yeah.
but basically whatever you put in there becomes their content. They own it, right? Because you're using their software to be able to generate this content. You also can't
Uh-huh.
make any money off of it. So if they decide to sell it, they can't sell it because legally, they put that in there that
Yeah.
their content, they own it now, and you can't get any money off of it. So if they take, your picture, whatever they created for you, and they sell it and use it or use it for a promotion or whatever, you don't get anything from it, even if they do make money. And so it made me go back and look at like some other terms and conditions, which I didn't see that in there. Like Instagram has it, but it's only if you put like if I take a picture of myself and put it on Instagram, as long as I don't use like any filters or anything like that, then it's still my picture. Like they can't claim ownership of it. But it said like any content that you use from Instagram, um,
Okay.
yeah, on your picture becomes their content. So like or
Okay. Okay.
music or anything. So
If you use to edit or all
yeah.
right, because that was gonna be my question was because we're always well, I don't. Well, sometimes you have to, but the when you have to allow access to your photos,
Oh yeah.
like allow access to all photos,
Yeah.
or do you just allow access? Well, I typically try to just allow access to the photos you choose to upload or whatever. I don't know. But
Yeah.
do those photos it sounds like for Instagram those photos might not fall under
No,
their
from what I was
property, but
reading, and I'm not no attorney, so anybody watching it, listening, please do your
yeah,
own
that would
research.
be crazy.
Yeah, do your own research always. But from my understanding was no, anything that you post is not necessarily their content. It's just if you use their created content to put on your post. Like
Okay.
if you're putting filters on that they created onto your post, you're putting music on there, any sounds, whatever, any of that stuff, then that it becomes theirs. But if you just raw shooting a picture up there, like this is my phone, I'm throwing it up there, you know what I'm saying? Then from my understanding, that doesn't technically count.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Huh. That's me. I can't say I'm surprised. It is.
So
You do have to look.
so
They
the
hold
term
the picture.
the terms and
Huh.
conditions be like so daunting because it's like a full novel, and it's
Yeah.
like I mean they know nobody's reading through that. Yeah,
10 pages,
yeah.
10 pages plus
No,
minimum.
I read it except
Yeah, exactly.
let me
Scroll,
use
scroll,
the app.
scroll,
Yeah,
scroll,
that's it.
scroll,
Let me,
scroll.
let me use the app. That's all I want to do. I'm not doing that. And but
Yeah.
now it's
So
like that made me think like, when I'm downloading stuff, maybe I should just pay attention just a little bit, and see
yeah,
something, you
for
know.
real.
Or
But
if I
who would think that a dang streaming service wants to record you so they can create content off your life? Like
yeah, I wouldn't.
that's sick. So having that having that capability, yeah, do you think it's possible? Like, do you think
Yes.
it's something that's going on now?
Is it something that's going on now?
Like, we have the, I would say we probably have the computing power.
Yeah.
It's clear
Here's
as
the
day.
thing.
We have the computing power.
Anytime, I wholeheartedly believe this. Anytime that there's a movie or show made about something, it's already been done or has been practiced or has been played with. They're getting the information from somewhere
Yeah,
because my cousin told me this a long time ago, and when he said this, I had never thought about it until he said it out loud. But it makes a lot of sense. You can't invent something you've never seen before. You can't create something you've never seen before, right? The
yeah,
only reason why we know what a wheel is because we saw something that was very similar that just rolled and was like, we might be able to take this and put this on something, you know what I'm saying, and use
yeah,
it to make, transporting things faster.
yeah, yeah,
Get a wheelbarrow, you know what I'm saying? What if we could put people in here and move them around? Oh, now we can put a horse onto this and the horse can pull it. What if we had what if we had something that can just without the horses, we could just use that to, propel ourselves forward. You know what I'm saying? So it all stems from something. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah,
I do
yeah,
I do believe that I mean, I do believe it's possible. It's probably already being experimented with. Uh, and
yeah.
you know,
I can see that.
I mean, and matter of fact, I know it's already been experimented with because whenever we talk, we like if I said I want some Wendy's right now, when I open up Facebook and Instagram, they're gonna give me a Wendy's ad.
Oh yeah, that
So I mean, it's
yeah,
already
yep.
it's already
That
been
is a version. That's definitely a
yeah
version.
yeah. They ain't creating a whole TV show, but they giving me what I've been talking about. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So now we just need the software to uh a video GPT software or something like that.
yeah, that
Just
yeah.
throw in scripts or throw in audio, and then they're gonna create the environment.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
That's gonna be the it's gonna be sooner than later. I feel like, and it's getting a little making me a little anxious. I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't think I want that. But
yeah,
but hey, that's been another episode. We're gonna have to jump back on here with the third episode next week. And yeah, we're gonna have more content for you guys. Keep tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. I don't know what that tagline be, but anyways,
yeah.
yeah, just share us. All right. Peace.
Bet. Peace.